Last year, many persons, or rather, many of us had goals or plans that we wanted to achieve, but due to one reason or the other, we weren't able to achieve this goal. Of course, definitely, we were not happy by that. Now, another year has come. What is your plan for the year? Or rather, what are the things you can do differently today? The first on the list is to change your routine. Change your routine. Yes, we might be comfortable or might be used to doing something a particular way, but if that thing is not giving us the result that we need, then wisdom demands that we do what? We change. Of course, it might look as if it's difficult to make this change, but oftentimes it usually brings out or comes or gives out the best result when we eventually make this change. So, one, you need to change your routine. Look at what you did last year. What was your routine? What was the result of those things you did? Now, did it work out the way you planned? If it did, fine. If it did not, what was the challenge? Now you look into the challenge and then you try to do things differently this year. That is the first one, changing your routine. The second on my list here has to do with eating better. Eat better. Of course, number one, I eat a lot of junk food, which is very bad. But one of the things we can do differently this year is to cultivate the habit of eating better. When I mean by eating better, it's not just eating what we feel like eating, but eating food that are healthy for our bodies. So we want to make it a goal, we want to make it a plan to eat better this year. We also want to reduce the time it takes for us to eat outside. Yes, of course, it can be a little bit expensively eating outside, but not that it's bad to eat outside. But the point here is that we want to eat healthy. So even if we're going to eat outside, let us eat a good and healthy meal. So it's going to really go a long way in helping us at the long run. So number two, like I say, eat healthy. Number three on my list here is have a real conversation. Many persons today are, or most of us today are very, very busy. Yes, we have very limited time to actually talk at length, not just talking at length, but having a meaningful conversation. And sometimes some of us have even forgotten how or what it means to have a meaningful conversation. So I want to make it a goal this year to have a real conversation. So we can just like make a plan, okay? In a week, I want to talk with somebody, just talk about, just freely express yourself, bring yourself down, and then really have a good conversation with such person. It could be over the phone, it could be via video, it could be in person, but make it a plan to have a real conversation with the person. That is also going to help. Number 4 on my list here is exercise. Exercise. Even the Bible recommends that bodily training is beneficial. So if the Bible can recommend that, or the Bible can state that body training is beneficial, so why don't we take that seriously? So we need to make our time to exercise, to take care of our body. When we talk about exercise, it doesn't have to be very strenuous exercise. You can wake up in the morning and decide to do some little exercise like push up, pull up, you stretch your body, you move your hand this way, just like this kind of exercise we do when we were in primary school. So wake up, we stretch our leg, stretch our hand, and then try to touch our head, touch our toe, those things. It helps keeps the body fit. So first thing when you wake up in the morning, before doing any other thing, once you get up from your bed, after saying your prayers, your morning prayers, which as a Christian you have to do that, it's the first thing you need to do every morning is to communicate with your Heavenly Father, your Creator, Jehovah. So after doing that, then you have to do what? Exercise. So do some little exercise. It's going to help keep you active and ready and prepared for that day's activities. The fifth one here has to do with listening more. We want to learn how to listen. A lot of persons, or many of us, don't know how to listen. It could be due to our nature, it could be due to our situation, but we want to learn to listen more. Not just listening to respond, but listening to understand. So that is what we can do better starting today, this new year. The sixth on the line has to do with having some fun. Having some fun. When last did you take yourself out to really have a good time? I want to talk about having some fun. When I talk about having some fun, I don't mean sitting in front of the TV watching films. Like, you go out, have a good time. So when last did you do that for yourself? You see that it might have taken a long time. So this year, it's going to be very nice for one to plan to also take care of yourself. Have a good time. Have some good fun. This is really going to help build the body, build you mentally, and also get you prepared in achieving your goals. The seventh one has to do with enjoying the journey. Of course, you have a plan, you have a goal, so it's more like you are on a journey. So what do you do in between that journey? Do you just sit till you get to your destination? Of course, it's going to be very boring, but you need to enjoy that journey. So what to do in the course of achieving your goals, your plan, is very, very important. So for instance, I remember when I went to northern Nigeria for the first time. I did my NYC. I served in Katsina. I camped at Katsina State. So I went from Port Harcourt to Abuja, then from Abuja to Katsina, and it was actually my first time of going to the north. So I did not just sit in the bus, but had to really do things that could make me enjoy that journey. I took pictures, and then there was a time when we got to, I think Kaduna or so. There was a point we came down, and then I walked around with some of my colleagues that were with me too. So we walked around, we asked some questions, we took some pictures, So just try to really feel that journey, try to really enjoy it. We looked around, asked some questions, asked why they do some certain things, and the locals there were able to explain some of these things too. So it is not just about the journey, but having, or rather enjoying that journey. So you have a plan, you have something you want to achieve. What do you do in between that time where you're heading to your destination? So we want to also think about that. That is what we can do differently this year. And then the last one here, that's the eighth one, has to do with reading an entire article. Just say reading books. Reading. So reading cannot be overemphasized. It is very important for us to read, because reading does a lot of good. One, it also shapes your memory. It helps you to think critically. It helps you to see things from a different perspective. So when you read, it goes a long way to build you up. So this year, we want to make it a habit to read. Not just, I know some persons, when they go through some posts, go through some feeds or some articles, just look through it, and they end up not reading the same. But you want to make it a goal. As okay, I want to read this article down to the end. So you read it. When you have done it for the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, it gets used to you. So, and we are in a digital age now, and technology is actually taking over. Yeah, so you can download some digital books, known as ebooks. You can read these ebooks. Make out the plan today. Once in a week, I want to read this. You can start from shorter articles, and then as time progresses, you go for longer articles too. So these are some of the things you can do differently starting today. So let me recap. The first point I mentioned has to do with changing your routine. Number 2, eat better. Number 3, have a real conversation. Number 4, exercise. Number 5, listen more. Number 6, have some fun. Number 7, enjoy the journey. And number 8, read an entire article. So these are some of the things you can do in this new year that can help you get prepared for the rest. Have any other points that you want to also include, please leave it in the comment sections, and then other persons can also benefit from it. Thank you and have a nice day.